Welcome to the Freelance Thrive. Here we talk with skilled freelancers about their professional journey. Stay tuned for life experiences to learn and actionable steps to take to improve your freelancing career. My name is Yuri. I'm a contributor at 9am.works, the tool that helps independent professionals find the best deals on the market and convert more. And my guest is Thomas Maas, the CEO of Freelancermap, the platform that makes it as easy as possible for freelance IT and engineering experts to find suitable clients, that also does annual freelance market studies, Freelancer Compass, and co-initiator of the Freelance Unlocked, an amazing conference for freelancers in Germany and all Europe. And not just freelancers, also solopreneurs. So today we'll discuss what has changed in freelancing over the last 10 years and what to expect in the near future. So welcome, Thomas.
Hey, Yuri, thanks for having me.
Sound like you are one of these amazing humans in the freelance economy, and I'm super happy to talk to you. And yeah, tell me, why did you launch the Freelancer Compass study, and how has its purpose or structure evolved over the years?
I love to. We started this whole Freelancer Compass thing in 2016 already. And it was the idea of a new colleague in the marketing department. His name is Florian. I greet him here. And yeah, he had this idea and he said something like, hey, we don't really know our customer base. What do freelancers do the whole time? Are they these lone wolves, or are they in groups, or how do they work? And because in 9 years ago, there wasn't much information, or so much information as today. There were not so many platforms on the market, and it was hard to find some information about freelancers. And I found this idea fantastic, and I remember so good because we reminiscent about this week when we launched our new compass for the 10th time. And we talked about the old days and how it was, and everybody had some remembrance about some points. And yeah, and I know that I said to him, I was a bit skeptic if we really find so many people that are willing to give this information to us. Because we back then we already had like 50 questions, and it's something, yeah, it takes time. You have to really commit yourself to answer these questions. And the cool thing was, and this is also something that we learned, sharing is caring. So the people were really eager to learn from another. And this was the first learning that we had. So freelancers like to share their insights, and yeah. And so I said to him, if we find more than 500 people who do this, then let's do it. And yeah, we had at the first start of our study more than 700 people that
Oh, wow.
answered, and I found this a huge success. And yeah, I think the first Compass didn't even have the name Compass. It was just random, the Freelancer Study or Freelancer Survey in German, yeah, the Freiberufler-Umfrage. And yeah, we were young, and but it was the start to something really amazing. And you asked about if its structure did evolve in all these years. Except for the big optical relaunch we did last year, we always tried to maintain a base of questions over all these years to make it comparable, right? I mean, there are basic questions like, what's your hourly wage? How satisfied are you? And all that stuff. And we try to keep those questions and also the answers. It hasn't much evolved in all these years. Of course, we have some special stuff like during the pandemic, we had a COVID special and asked, how are you doing these days? Yeah, and as I told you last year, we had this amazing redesign of the Freelancer Compass, where we changed the format of the survey to a more magazine approach.
Hmm.
And I need to drop names here. It was due to our new marketing our new marketing boss, Shireen. And yeah, it's amazing. It now changed from just displaying chart by chart to a really magazine where you have fun getting through all the questions and stuff.
So I guess at some point when people will fly somewhere, they can get this magazine on the board and just.
Not yet. But if you want to, you can just write it and we send it before your flight.
So talking about the good old days. So
Yeah.
you have this data for 10 years. So what are three, okay, one or three. Choose carefully. What
Yeah.
are one or three important things that has challenged in freelancing over the
Yeah.
past 10 years?
I will give you three. And one of them you have to guess. One is very easy. It's the hourly rate. It increased over all these years. And I think we can make a podcast just talking about the hourly rates. But it's one thing that I have to mention is that we are currently in a very, very bad market situation. This is nothing new that I tell you here. And I would have betted that this would be the first year that prices of freelancers will decrease, but it hasn't. Actually, they increased again. Of course, the price that you name is not the price that you get. Okay, we all know that, sure. But it's a good sign to say, okay, overall, in the German-speaking region, this is our focus, the prices still increase in even if it's not the best market conditions. Point two is a negative. Point two is a negative one. It's the income satisfaction. This is something that has decreased over all these years. But the statistics also make sense because everything is more expensive. This is also something, not something new that I tell you now. I think that the cost of living have increased at a higher rate as the income of the people. So, and point three, I want you to guess because it's actually very easy to guess. It's the most extreme change over 10 years.
If you ask me, I will tell you that it's so much harder to find good projects and to land those projects. I
Yeah.
hope it's this point three.
It's actually not this point, but I give you a hint. Think about a pandemic. What is one thing that has changed
Okay.
during the pandemics?
Remote work. So
Exactly.
everyone wants remote work?
Exactly.
Okay.
When we made our first survey, 60% of the freelancers were working on site at the client. 60%, more than a half. And only 25%, a quarter of all the people who answered, said they are doing remote work or work from home. And this has changed so much because right now we have 5% people saying we are working full on site at the client and 60% work from home. This is the biggest change that has happened during all these years.
It's interesting that you mentioned that because hearing what our bigger companies are doing, so they are bringing people back from remote. I wonder if it will impact freelancers. Yeah, but once again, because freelancers sometimes perceived pretty similar as perm people. And sometimes clients like, you're freelancer, but you have to still sit in our office because otherwise we don't trust you. I feel like it's totally also another different podcast conversation topic about this trust issues. But you told about this negative point. So let's jump a little bit more into pain points. So what are the main pain points of freelancers that are having over and over year after year?
Yeah. There's one pain point, and this is finding projects. Over 2/3 of the people say the project acquisition is their main pain point, and this is something that has been over all these years. There has never been a increase or decrease. It's always stable, and yeah, why is that? Because in my opinion, I think freelancers are experts and professionals in their area of work. So they are great programmers, they are great consultants, great designers. But as a freelancer, you also have to be a great salesperson, right? You have to sell, not yourself, but your service.
You never know.
Yeah, you have to sell your service. And this, I think that this is for some people something very new, and it's not something that you're used to, something that you learn over all these years, and then you get better and better. But it's also in tough times like we have now, or during COVID. It's even harder when you suddenly realize, oh, my personal network where I get all the jobs without doing anything isn't there anymore. At five companies, they are letting people go, and don't work with external workforce and all that stuff. And now you are on the free market, and you have to be on the lookout for projects. And I would presume that it's not every freelancer is made for that. And you
Yeah.
don't even need only to sell, but you also have to administer yourself and to write invoices and be an accountant and all. We didn't even talk about that. Yeah.
There's a huge shift that people who are going to freelance and definitely feel, but they don't know about it usually. They
Mm.
think that, I will just go and be a freelancer and like to have twice higher rates, and I will just sit in somewhere on the beach with my laptop and doing nothing.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh, okay, I have to find clients. Oh, I have to do taxes. I have to do marketing. No way. So, and then like their dreams are crushed, and yeah, they're not in a best place. So, still coming back to this proportion of remote and in
Mhm.
on site. So, according to Freelancer Compass, most freelancers work around 40 hours per week and take 27 vacation days.
Just like
So, yeah, exactly. So, I'm curious, has freelancing become like more similar to
yeah,
employment in terms of this routine?
great question. Um, I think we need to check. The Freelancer Compass is very German based, and the Germans are very like people who like routines and all that stuff, and a bit quirky, you know. But to be honest, the working hours changed over the years. When we started our compass, our survey 9 years ago, we were at 48 hours working times. So
Mhm.
it's a thing that decreased over the years. 1 year, 2 years, 1 year. Interesting, during COVID 2020, it increased, and then it went down again. So, and now we are pretty much the same as a permanent worker. You work from 9 to 5 for 5 days. And yeah, I think this permanent work is kind of in our DNA in Germany. This is, and if you have a partner who also works perm, then I think you try to be there and not to work till late in the evening, so you don't see your family. This
Yeah,
is, I don't
I
know.
totally get it. I have the same feeling because my wife's coming back from home and she's like, "Are you still working?" I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, kind
yeah,
of.
kinda.
I need to like to do this 10 things more." And
Yeah.
and it's not because of bad time management. It's because like it's never ending work. We
Exactly.
at one of the Freelance Unlocked speakers interviews, a person told that you can feel two lives with work.
Mm.
So it's never
Oh,
like there is no work. It's always like what to do first. And
yeah.
talking about like the work, and I feel like this AI thing and
Mm.
automation thing, like it's really, really rising trend and it's helping a lot. Definitely save a lot of time, hopefully. But I'm curious about your take and personal and what do you see from Freelancer Compass. What about AI? Will it replace freelancers or it will create more opportunities?
Well, Yuri, I'm an 80s person, so as I watched Terminator multiple times, I'm pretty sure that the AI will take over human life. So,
I will be
uh,
back.
yeah, no, but to be serious, it will change the way we and everybody works on this planet. Point. It will change everything. It will change for freelancers as it will for companies and for perm workers. And it's kind of like the industrial revolution. It will delete jobs that are very repetitive and too easy. You know, it's stuff that you don't like to do, like taxes and all that. Yeah, and I'm hoping that this is a chance that we will delete such. So
Yeah.
there will be some sufferings, like for example, graphic design and all that stuff. If you see the new Chat GPT ways to create graphics are really amazing, and we are at the start of this whole thing. And yeah, some people say, "Oh, it's just a hype. It's just a hype." The same people said this on the internet, and look what great new ways to work the internet gave us, like influencers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Podcasters, yeah.
yeah, and podcasters. Very good, Yuri. And yeah, and this is the same thing. This is a whole new revolution that is going on, and it will be even larger than the internet. It's not easy to predict if it's all positive and all negative, because I'm very afraid of all this fake news stuff and the ways to not only display text fake news, but now you can create videos, and this really gets me afraid.
You know, I'll be a little bit honest here. Like, I'm not usually honest. I'm always like, okay, so a little bit honest. Recently, I saw a video that got me. So I
Mm.
saw it was some like kung fu master fighting this person, and this time I don't know, like old man, like really old man, like flying and like doing all these kicks, and I trusted it.
Oh no.
I trusted it. And only the next few seconds after, I saw that it's AI generated. I was like, oh, how it's possible. I really thought that it's like, you know, because they talk about this kung fu ninjas and all the stuff, like they do like amazing things. So yeah, to your point, it's always when you're using AI, you can use it for the good. It can help you deal with your routine stuff, but you can also scam.
Yeah.
You can also like rob people of their money, assets, whatever, time at least. So
Yeah.
yeah, I totally
Just
get
like
it.
the internet did. Yeah. It's all coming back, and it's yeah, I'm super curious what the future holds here, but it definitely will have a incredible impact in the way we work. So
I feel like since 2090s, 20s, since COVID time, we're already in the huge shift. And oh, wow, it's already 5 years past. So I wonder, what do you expect to be the biggest shifts in freelancing over the next 5 years?
yeah, the my favorite interview question, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah, exactly.
It's harder than ever to predict the future. But of course, we at Freelancermap truly believe that freelancing will be the future of work. So that means we see and we will see in the next years a global shift from traditional work times to a more flexible workforce, and call it freelancing. You know, um, I I'm pretty sure, and you see it, that work at companies is more project based. It's not. They already do that because people are working from home, and they need to have like some project groups, and there are perm workers and freelancers together. and this is what we see as the future of work. So a mixture between permanent and freelancers and or whole project groups of freelancers working at a company.
Coming back a little bit to the value of work and to the setting of work and to pain points of freelancers. One of those as finding projects. So, from your perspective, your personal thoughts,
Mhm.
what is one thing that freelancers should start doing right now if they are not doing it yet
Mhm.
to be successful in the future?
Yeah. This is something that I not only say now, but I said already years ago, and always tell freelancers, be more visible. And important is the more. So because we all have our LinkedIn profiles and all that stuff, and and LinkedIn is nice, nothing against LinkedIn, but there are specialized freelancer platforms that are only there to help you getting in contact with project providers, recruiting companies, or companies that are looking for freelancers. Platforms like 9am or Freelancermap, and you have to use these platforms. And now in 2025, you need to use them more than ever. And of course, you can create a great content plan for posting on LinkedIn, and it's all nice and all good, but it's a big effort, and you only use one channel. And this is the same as a company that is trying to do marketing. No company just uses one channel. You don't have a digital platform that only advertises on Google. So you have Google and Bing and Facebook and LinkedIn. So you need to use all, not all, but different channels that are suitable for you and your profession, of course. Because if you are a graphic designer, there are extra platforms that use offers projects for graphic designers and all that stuff. So be more visible. Try to maximize your reach. Try to find your niche and your USP. This is also something new because you have more competition than ever. This is due to the bad project market. You have now on a project way more applications than 5 years ago. So you have to be outstanding. You have to have something special or a niche or a USP. And well, that's one tip I always give you. Find a tax advisor you get along so well that you would go out for a beer with him or her.
You know, Thomas, when you were talking about platforms, I had this
Yeah.
analogy in my mind that LinkedIn might be a nice, shiny car that you are driving around the streets. But at the
Mhm.
end of the day, like platforms, when you are like, let's say you're using Mercedes or BMW, but you are not using these cars to go on a race. When you're going on a race, you are using specific, specially created car. So I feel like that is a difference.
That is a very nice picture. Yeah.
And Thomas, I wish to have the sky as a limit, but time is a limit. So the
Oh,
final question, what is your favorite food?
it's a German food. Oh my God, I can't say how it's in English. In German, it's called goulash. It's a Hungarian dish. You know,
I understand it, even though it's in German, but
what's
it's,
the word in English?
I have no idea. It's kind of a soupish
Soupish. Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
don't even know, but I
meat
understand
with
the
a
word
very
goulash.
strong
Yeah,
sauce
exactly.
and noodles. Yeah, it's. I love goulash.
And what is the best way to connect with you?
I would say on LinkedIn.
Got
Just
it. On this
find
nice
me.
car.
Yeah, no, punto. No, you can find me on LinkedIn, of course, and you can find me and Yuri at the Freelance Unlocked in May in Berlin. That would
Very,
be a
very soon.
nice way to connect with me, to
14th,
meet in person.
15th,
Yeah,
2025, and every year. Yeah, why not?
yeah, yeah.
Yes, Thomas, thank you so much for sharing your experience, for having such an open conversation. And it's always pleasure to hear and learn from you.
Yuri, thank you very much for having me, and I'm looking forward meeting you in person also in May.
Hey! And thank you so much for listening. If you like the show, hit the like button on 5 stars and share it with your friend. That's it. We're done. See you in the next episode.